Hello and welcome to Daily Current Affairs by Ekam IAS, and the topic we are going to discuss is National Party Recognition, Cyclone Naming, Bharat Stage, NASAMS 2, Map-Aided Program and the previous year question revision series. Coming to the first topic, National Party Recognition. So this is in news because a northeastern party called National People's Party, they have been recognized as a national party. So the NPP, it's the 8th party to get that recognition. So already in the list, it is Congress, BJP, BSP, NCP, CPI, CPM, IM and Trinamool Congress. So this would be the first political party from Northeast. So talking about recognition, the Election Commission, they list political parties as national party, state party or registered party. A registered party may be unrecognized party. So the condition for being listed as a national party or a state party, it is mentioned in or it is specified under Election Symbols Order of 1968. So that party must satisfy any of the given condition of being a national party or a state party from Election Symbols Order 1968. So once recognized as a national party or a state party, they can retain that status no matter how they perform in the next elections. But they loses their given status only if it fails to fulfill any of the conditions for two successive assembly election or Lok Sabha election. Okay, for recognition as a national party, according to this order, you have various conditions. So one condition is that you have to get 6% vote share in the last assembly polls in each of any 4 states, as well as you have to get 4 seats in the Lok Sabha polls. Or either you can also have 2% of the Lok Sabha seats in the last such election with MPs elected from at least 3 states. Or recognition as a state party in at least 4 states. So we can learn how the state party is being recognized. 2 seats plus 6% vote share in the last assembly election in that particular state, or 1 seat plus 6% vote share in the Lok Sabha election from that state. The representation from should be from the state, or 3% of the total assembly seats or 3 seats, whichever is more. Okay, one of the every 25 Lok Sabha seat from a state is also a category or a condition to be a state party. Okay, the next topic is cyclone naming. So cyclone naming, I have already discussed this topic 2-3 times because I am again saying this because of cyclone Vayu. It has been emerging in Arabian Sea. So each tropical cyclone based in the world, it has its own rotating list of names. For cyclones in Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, the naming has been agreed by 8 member countries around India. So it is decided by WMO. So these countries, they submit 8 names each and they have a list of 64 such names. It took effect in 2004 and the first cyclone after the list was adopted was given the name Onil, that was being suggested or proposed by Bangladesh. Then subsequent cyclones have been named sequentially, that is column wise. I have already discussed the column system in when I discussed tropical cyclone in the last class. So each cyclone will be given a list of 8 names. Such 8 lists will be there. So once the bottom of the first column is reached, the sequence move to the next column, the topmost row of the next column. Okay, the next cyclone will be named Haika after Vayu. So the list will wind up with cyclone Amphan whenever it comes. After these 64 names are exhausted, the 8 countries will again make the fresh list of names. It will be already set. For cyclones from Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, these lists are not rotated every few years. They are being, explained by IMD's Regional Specialized Meteorological Center, especially for tropical cyclone over North Indian system. The next topic is Bharat Stage. It is in news because the International Center for Automotive Technology, that is ICAT, they released India's first type approval certificate, Bharat 6 norms for two-wheeler segment. In the previous session, I have already told you for two-wheeler session also, BS6 norms have been approved. So BS6 norms are now applicable for all two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers or even construction equipment vehicles. Okay, these are basically standards set up by central government in order to regulate the air pollutants that are coming out of internal combustion engine or spark ignition engine equipments. It can even include motor vehicles. So with appropriate fuel and technology, we can to an extent control these air pollutants like nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, then particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, etc. coming from these vehicles. So this started in 2000 and India has been following, since then India has been following European emission norms before the Bharat Stage was introduced. So, Bharat Stage 4 norms have been enforced across India in 2017, and in 2016 the centre has announced that the country would skip BS4 altogether and switch to BS6 norms by 2020. So, right now it's BS6, and the timeline and standards are set up by Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. CPCB comes under the Environment Ministry. So, the basic difference between the Bharat Stage 4 and BS6 is about the presence of sulfur. Okay, the BS6 fuel is estimated to bring about 80% reduction of sulfur, that is from 50 parts per million to 10 parts per million. Okay, and BS6 can also bring the PM, the particulate matter in diesel car by around 80%. And the emission of nitrogen oxides from diesel cars is also expected to come down by 70% and 25% of the petrol engine also. So, BS6 is also, they make onboard diagnostics mandatory for all vehicles, so that the vehicle owner or the repair technician, they can see how efficiently the system works. Okay, so ICAT, who is taking care of all this, they are basically a testing and certification agency. They basically test and certify the vehicles and the component manufacture in India as well as outside India. So they are authorized by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. It has latest equipments, facilities and capacity in order to develop or test or certify the engine. And they have many labs under them like crash labs or NVH labs or EMC lab in order to test. Next topic is NASAMS 2. This is in news because India is acquiring NASAMS from US, NASAMS 2 from US, and US is also mounting pressure on India to consider its THAAD. THAAD was already asked by UPSC in 2017, I think. So it is Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, and they also have this Patriot Advanced Capability PAC-3 missile defense system. So US is mounting pressure on India to consider THAAD and PAC-3. So NASAMS, it is basically a missile system. It has ability to quickly identify and engage the enemy aircraft or UAV or emerging cruise missile threats. So the system, it can be deployed to find the aircrafts of helicopters or even cruise missiles, as well as to protect the high value assets and mass population centers against the air to surface threats. So NASAMS 2 is an upgraded version of NASAMS, and it was designed and developed for the Royal Norwegian Air Force. Such similar system, the system which complement other systems such as the medium and long range surface to air missile system under the procurement is also under concern. So India is also an advanced stage of talks with Russia for procurement of S-400 air defense system. And apart from all these imports, India is also developing its indigenous ballistic missile system. Okay, so indigenous ballistic missile system, that's a BMD. It's basically a system that defends any country against a possible incoming missile threat. So India is currently working on it, and the Indian BMD program is a two-tiered system with Prithvi air defense for high altitude interception and advanced air defense, that is PAD and AAD. Coming to map aided program, we are done with national parks of Madhya Pradesh. Now national parks of Chhattisgarh. We have three major national parks in Chhattisgarh. One is Indravati National Park. Indravati National Park is also called as Kutru National Park. So it basically got its name from the Indravati river, and it is very famous for rare wild buffalo. It's the last population of the wild buffaloes are seen in Indravati National Park. The next is Kangergati National Park. It is near Jagdalpur in Bastar region of Chhattisgarh. So Bastar region is basically the Dandakaranya forest. Okay, it is one of the densest national park. It has a mention in Ramayana too. So it have many limestone caves also. Famous for Bastar Hill Myna. So Bastar Hill Myna is a state bird of Chhattisgarh. Next is Ghasidas National Park. It is a part of Sanjay Reserve. So Sanjay Reserve was completely in Madhya Pradesh before Chhattisgarh was carved out of Madhya Pradesh. Now the portion which is there in Chhattisgarh is renamed as Guru Ghasidas National Park. It is in the Narmada Valley dry deciduous forest ecoregion. Okay, I have attached a map to it. Please go through it. Next is previous year question revision series. I'll read out the question. Which of the following practices can help in water conservation in agriculture? Reduced or zero tillage of the land, applying gypsum before irrigating the field, allowing crop residue to remain in the field. So, we are talking about water conservation. So, we have to address the question. The first option is reduced or zero tillage of land. That can be a water conservation method. Coming to the second option, applying gypsum before irrigating the field. Gypsum is added to the soil in order to bring down the the basic character of the soil, as we add lime to the soil in order to reduce the the basic character of the soil. So the third option is allowing crop residue to remain in the field. So that is also again a water conservation method. So 2 is not an option. 1 and 3, the option C is the correct answer. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any doubts, any clarification, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Good night.